All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all Akim out there pushing the word of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, in truth and sincerity. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Barakatam to you all. We're the brothers from Great Millstone, Miami. I'm the brother Lloyd, and with me.
Jeremiah.
And the title of this lesson, and which will be the topic of this lesson, is "He shall be brought before kings and rulers." Okay, Yahweh Shai himself, we know in the scriptures he was brought before Pilate and Herod and the chief priests of the synagogue, the rulers of the Sanhedrin. Okay, the council. Okay, and so we're gonna have to go through that too. It may very well be, that brothers get brought before governors and mayors, which that's happened before, but especially in the times that we're coming into, as far as the persecution and everything like that, it may be very well possible that you be brought before the mayor of your city, okay, or the governor of your city or your state, okay. It may be very well possible that brothers might meet, the president, real talk, all right, and meet all these dignitaries, or meet some of the dignitaries of whatever particular nation they're in. Okay, we know that Paul, he appeared before Caesar, man.
Yeah.
Okay, Nero Caesar twice, man. Okay, all right. So if that which is then is now, then that may very well happen to brothers in this time. Okay, and that's something that we have to gear and prepare our minds for, and that's why we have to be in these scriptures, man. Okay, so that when things happen like that, we are not offended. Okay, all right, so that we don't fold. All right, and so that we answer with season and salt, okay, and wisdom according to the scriptures, okay, and behave ourselves as become the saints, okay. All right, so with that, that's what we're gonna go into in this lesson, and Lord willing, this video is edifying.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake.
Right. It says before all these things, man. All right, you shall be brought before kings and rulers. Okay, delivered up to the synagogues and to the prisons, right? And certain brothers have been arrested. All right, we have debated with Christians and pastors. Okay, brothers have done that. Okay, but it also says being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. That has happened to certain brothers, around the world. Okay, in different camps and things of that nature. Okay, but nonetheless, all right, as we continue to go down this path, and persecution becomes more of a reality. Okay, before we get out of here, all right, this is a situation that we might find ourselves in. Okay, and Yahweh Shai says that before all these things. Okay, so we see the wars and the commotions, we see the earthquakes in diverse places, and all the signs.
Right.
Okay, but really things are gonna really heat up when they start touching the Lord's anointed, man. Okay, when they try to force us to get off the streets. Okay, all right, when we actually appear before governors and mayors. Okay, before judges. Okay, before the president or whatever. God knows. Okay, all right, and that's when things are really gonna amp up. Things are going to get even worse for planet Earth, man. It's going to be even greater earthquakes,
Right.
and greater wars, greater famines, and greater pestilences than what we're seeing now.
Right.
Okay? You got it, bro.
And it says in verse 13, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. Settle it not, Salakia. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist.
Right. Okay, so the Lord told us not to settle in our hearts and meditate what we shall answer. Okay? But the Most High will give you a mouth and a wisdom. He's going to give you the spirit to say what it is that you need to say in that moment. And that, that depends on the spirit. The Lord might have you not say so much, and the Lord might have you say some things. And we see examples of that in the scriptures. Okay, Yahushua, when he was brought before Pilate and the chief rulers, he didn't really say much. Okay, but then you read Acts, and you read about the apostles.
Yep.
And they gave whole sermons, whole breakdowns, and it was whole debates and everything like that. Okay, even with Jeremiah, he was brought before King Zedekiah and the different kings of Judah. Okay, and he was debating with the false prophets and things of that nature. So, and he was arrested. They threw him in a miry pit. Okay, All right.
Right.
But the Lord said that it shall turn to you for a testimony, man. Okay, like it did with the apostles. That's why we read the book of Acts.
Yep.
Okay, why? Because it turned to them for a testimony. They wrote about it, what they went through. All right, the journeys that they took. Okay, all right, and the gospel that they was preaching, man. That's why we have the book of Acts, man. Okay, that's why we have these various epistles till this day, man. The book of Romans and First and Second Corinthians, all right, and Philippians and all these different books, man. Because the apostles writing down, instructions to the churches, but also the things that they went through and the experience that they gained from it, man, to help build up other men. Okay, all right, and Paul said that, man. Okay, actually, I want to bring that out because I was actually going to read. I was actually planning to read the book of Philippians today, and it says Paul said that the things that have befallen me have been to the furtherance of the gospel, I believe.
We're in Philippians.
If it's not in Philippians, it's definitely in one of his epistles. But he was going into how the things that happened to him, brought more attention to the truth. Okay.
Probably Thessalonians.
Yeah. Could be Thessalonians as well.
So yeah, man. Still looking for it.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Was thinking about how that the scriptures talk about the kings and rulers. That's the so-called people that's the higher ups in society.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Going to be brought before them, like like how Paul was brought before Agrippa.
God.
And stuff like that, and that's part of drinking the cup of Yahushua, because the scriptures talk about the servant is not greater than his Lord. We're not greater than Yahushua, and Yahushua went through it, and we have to go through it as well, man. That straight, narrow path, straight, narrow gate, walking that difficult path, but hey, we're comforted,
Yeah, it was Philippians. I got it.
You got it?
Philippians chapter 1, verse 12. It says, "But I would ye should understand, brethren, that the things which happened unto me have fallen out rather unto the furtherance of the gospel.
Right.
So that my bonds in Hamashiach Yahushai are manifest in all the palace and in other places, and many of the brethren in the Lord, waxing confident by my bonds, are much more bold to speak the word without fear." Okay, so Paul, he was brought before Caesar. Okay, all right, and by him being brought before Caesar and preaching the gospel, before Caesar and before the court of Rome. Okay, all right, he was arrested. All right, and that was building other men's faith, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and it says, I think if I remember correctly, when you go into the history, Paul being arrested in Caesar's court, actually that led to other people that were in Caesar's court to be converted, man. Okay, all right, so that shows you right there, man. Like Paul said, man, the word of the Most High is not bound. You can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth, man.
Right.
Okay, so when things like that happen, that only gives more attention to the truth, man. The word gets spread out more.
Yeah.
Okay, people hear about it more. People start looking into it more. Okay, then you have more brothers come into the faith. The elect get sealed even further. Okay, all right, and it works out like Paul said, to the furtherance of the gospel, man. And it says that the brethren will wax confident. Okay, being much more bold to speak the word without fear, man. So that's beautiful, man. Okay, so when things like that happen, don't be afraid, man. Like Yahushua said, don't be afraid, don't be offended. Fear them not,
Right.
All right? Strive for the truth, man. Unto death, and the Lord shall give thee a crown of life, man.
Yep.
Okay?
That's right.
God, we could go back.
Luke.
Yeah, to that Luke.
21. Okay. the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries, which mean your enemies, shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinfolks and friends, and some of you shall they cause to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there shall not an hair of your head perish. In your patience possess ye your souls.
Right. So brothers are going to be betrayed by their family members.
Right.
Okay. By former associates. All right. Certain brothers are gonna die. Okay. All right. They're gonna be put to death for the word of the testimony, man. That's why the scriptures talk about, the beheading. Okay. Those that were beheaded for Yahweh Shai, man. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And it says that we shall be hated for all men for the Lord's name's sake, and we are hated, man. Already. So how much more during the times of persecution, man, when they really start coming after us and things of that nature. All right, when YouTube is totally shut down, because YouTube is really fucking them up. They say something, we come back with a rebuttal. You feel me? We expose this and that. But once they take the YouTube down, and they just start spinning whatever narrative on the news, people gonna hate us, man. All right, especially because the way we look, we got a beard on our face, we got brown skin.
Right.
All right. These people are already conditioned to already look at Jake a certain type of way, even if they want to say, "Well, I'm not racist" or whatever.
Right.
Or treat everybody equally. They don't really believe that shit. Why? Because they don't believe in the scriptures, man. They don't know nothing about love thy neighbor as thyself, judge not according to the appearance. Okay. Search out the matter before you judge. They don't know nothing about that. They don't care about that. They just believe on what the television tell them, man.
Yep.
Okay, and what Esau tell them, man. All right. So certain brothers are gonna get arrested. Okay. Probably have to appear before the judges of your state, okay, or your city, your particular city, mayor, or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Appear before the chief of police. God knows, man. The state governor.
It's about to be realized.
It's about to be real, man. Brothers might meet President Trump.
Yep.
For real, it's a possibility, man. Okay, brothers might meet some of the elites, man. You had Brother Smock did a video recently about how there was an Israelite camp that met a president of I think it might have been Iceland or something like that, and how he admitted that he was an Edomite and all.
Wow.
So hey, it's in the scriptures, bro. It's in the Bible, bro.
We in those times.
Yeah.
Acts 2.0, man.
Right. And Yahweh said, "In your patience possess your souls, man." Okay, and not a hair on your head shall perish, man. So no matter what happens, we're gonna be good, man, because our spirits, our souls are gonna be sealed for salvation, man. So whatever persecution happens, it happens, and that's whatever, man.
Right.
Okay, the Lord could deliver us from the mouth of the lion like He did Daniel. Okay. All right, He could deliver us from the fiery furnace like He did Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But whether we live or die, it's unto the Lord. Okay. So that's the mentality you gotta go in with it. All right, whatever happens, the Lord got it. The Lord can deliver us from that death, but if we die, that's cool too.
Because the scriptures talk about how some died in Yahweh Shai,
right?
And they're gonna be risen up. So that has to be fulfilled.
Exactly.
So either way, you're gonna be with the Lord.
Exactly. So Paul said, "Death is gain."
Right. I got Mark.
God.
This is the book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 37. You can break it down. They said unto him, "Grant unto us that we..." Well, I'm going to start from verse 35. "And James and John, the sons of Zebedee, come unto him, saying, Master, we would that thou shouldest do for us whatsoever we shall desire. And he said unto them, What would ye that I should do for you? They said unto him, Grant unto us that we may sit one on thy right hand, and the other on thy left hand, in thy glory. But Yahushua said unto them, Ye know not what ye ask. Can ye drink of the cup that I drink of, and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? And they said unto him, We can. And Yahushua said unto them, Ye shall indeed drink of the cup that I drink of, and with the baptism that I am baptized withal shall ye be baptized. But to sit on my right hand and on my left hand is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared."
That's right. Okay, so Yahushua told them, if you want to sit in glory with me, okay, can you drink of the cup? Okay, can you be baptized with the baptism? And they said, yeah. Okay, they said we can. All right, so they was with it, but Yahushua told even after, and Yahushua knew they was with it,
Right.
and he even told them after that, okay, ye shall surely drink of the cup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he asked them, can you drink of it before they said we can? So that shows you the severity of the cup that we have to drink in Yahushua, man, the sufferings that we have to go through. Okay, but the reason why we brought out these precepts is just to show, man, it's the same things that Yahushua went through, we're going to have to go through on some level. Okay, everybody that believes in Yahushua. All right, the scriptures say that all they that live shall live godly, and Yahushua shall suffer persecution.
Right.
Okay. All right, so the same way Yahushua was brought before Pilate and Herod and the chief rulers of the synagogues, the chief priests and them, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, we're going to go through that some type of way, okay? All right, and that's already happened because it, on a certain level, that's already happened because YouTube is worldwide, okay? I'm positive that the president of the United States knows about the Israelites and Great Millstone. That's my personal belief, and these different, these different governors and stuff, they know. All right, I believe it was Elder Yashwan, but he went into how, Jake was always reporting, to Esau about, them being out there and teaching, because there was a lot of Black Lives Matter protests going on around the time. Okay, so people know about us, man.
Right.
Okay, the police know about us, the judges know about us. They know. It's just they don't have the green light to do anything right now.
Hey, let scripture say, unknown yet known.
Yet known. It's done gone all over YouTube. Everybody that's seen it. It's all over social media. Okay, it's a trending topic. The Israelites done debated Christians, Egyptologists, atheists.
Right.
We don't like
World Star.
Like it's done been on Fox News, CNN.
Yep. Social media.
Look, it's out there, man. That's why the scriptures say that they may go into the gates of the nobles, man.
That's right.
Okay.
Got Matthew 26. You wanted Matthew 26?
Yeah.
This is Matthew 26, verse. Start from verse 55.
Mm-hmm.
In that same hour said Yahushua to the multitudes, are ye come out as against a thief with swords and staves for to take me?
Mm-hmm.
I sat daily with you teaching in the temple, and ye laid no hold on me. But all this was done that the scriptures of the prophets might be fulfilled. Then all the disciples forsook him and fled.
Mm-hmm.
And they that had laid hold on Yahushua led him away to Caiaphas, the high priest, where the scribes and the elders were assembled.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go. You see Yahushua being brought before the council.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 58. But Peter followed him afar off unto the high priest's palace, and went in and sat with the servants to see the end. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council sought false witness against Yahushua to put him to death, but found none. Yeah, though many false witnesses came, yet found they none. At the last came two false witnesses, and said, This fellow said, I am able to destroy the temple of the Most High, and to build it in 3 days. And the high priest arose and said unto him, Answerest thou nothing? What is it which these witness against thee? But Yahushua held his peace, and the high priest answered and said unto him, I adjure thee by the living power, that thou tell us whether thou be the Hamashiach, the son of the Most High. Yahushua said unto him, Thou hast said, nevertheless I say unto you, hereafter shall ye see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power, and coming in the clouds of heaven. Then the high priest rent his clothes, saying, He hath spoken blasphemy. What further need have we of witness? Behold, now ye have heard his blasphemy.
And that's it right there, man. They brought him before the high priest and the scribes, all right, and they was what, setting up false witnesses. So they was lying on him.
Right.
Okay, so we're gonna get lied on. People gonna lie on us. All right. People gonna come up with all type of shit. Oh, they rapists, they terrorists, woody woody woo. Okay, like they already
They're doing it now.
They doing it now. They already got the narrative spinned up. Oh, they rapists, woody woo, and
Right.
yeah, blah blah blah.
Yep.
You know, you got these scoffers with their little scoff videos and shit.
Yep.
You feel me? So they already got it set up. You know, all right. And what did how should I do? He just held his peace for the most part.
Yep.
Okay, thou saidest. Okay, so that made the spirit of the Lord put on a brother in that situation. You know, to be facetious and to be wise as a serpent. Okay, but then at the same time he said, hereafter ye shall see the Son of Man sitting on the right hand of power. Okay, so that might be the spirit too. Brother might just open up and just bring out the prophecies and the precepts and just let them have it. You know, either way, man, it's all based off what the spirit put on you at that moment, man.
That's right.
Okay, but nonetheless, you got to be in the scriptures. You got to know what's in the Bible, man. Okay, so that when that situation comes, man, you know how to respond, man. The spirit can guide you, man. Okay, all right, and so you're not offended when these things happen. You know.
The scriptures say, "Blessed is he." You know,
whoso is not offended to me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
God.
So Matthew 27, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
When the morning was come, all the chief priests and elders of the people took counsel against Yahushua to put him to death.
Mm-hmm.
And when they had bound him, they led him away and delivered him to Pontius Pilate, the governor.
Pontius Pilate, the governor. There you go.
Yep.
All right, so Yahushua was right, man. All right, hey, the servant is not greater than his master. Okay, if they have persecuted me, they shall also persecute you. If they have kept my sayings, they'll keep your sayings also, man.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna jump to verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
The governor answered and said unto them, Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you?
Mm-hmm.
They said, Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Hamashiach? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. It was all eyes on Yahushua, man, you know. And Yahushua had to go through it. And these times, it might be all eyes on us. And that feeling of uncomfortableness,
Right.
but the Lord is with us.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. When stuff like this happens, that's a sign that the Lord is with you. That's how you're supposed to take it.
That's right.
Because the Lord said, the servant is not greater than his master.
That's right, brother.
So when you go through it like that, all right, you're supposed to know in your mind the Lord is with me, man.
Yep.
Okay, and just pray that the Lord put whatever spirit upon you necessary to get through that situation, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. You know.
Yep.
It might be uncomfortable, whatever. Cameras flashing your faces, whatever the fuck. Live on CNN. It's possible, bro.
That's right.
It's possible. You got to meditate on these things, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, live on CNN, Fox News.
All eyes on you.
All eyes on you.
Yep.
You know, before, you know, the whoever,
Mm-hmm.
whichever governor, you know, ruler, mayor, whatever the fuck, you know.
Mm-hmm. Let's speed it up.
Yep.
Verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, verse 22. Pilate said unto them, What shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Mashiach?
Mm-hmm.
They all said to him, Let him be crucified. And the governor said, Why? What evil hath he done? But they cried out the more, saying, Let him be crucified. It says, When Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but that rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See ye to it. Verse 25. Then answered all the people and said, His blood be on us and on our children.
Right. Come on. Yep. And that show you, man, Jake is a wicked generation, man.
Yep.
Okay? The same way Jake was the main one siding with Esau, linking up with Esau to try to kill the prophets, that's the same way they're doing it now, man. Okay? Jake is gonna be the main ones, okay, trying to get us hemmed up by Esau, man.
Right.
Okay? They're gonna be the main ones, man. Day of the circumcision, man. Off as hell, man. That same generation is back, man. Okay? Alright,
Acts 5.
yeah, Acts 5.
Acts chapter 5, verse 27. It reads, And when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, Did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than men. The Most High of our fathers raised up Yahushua, whom he slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, but to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. And we are his witnesses of these things. And so is also the Holy Spirit, whom the Most High hath given to them that obey him. When they heard that, they were cut to the heart and took counsel to slay them.
Right. Con.
Wow.
You know? And when you read Acts and you read the Gospels of how, you know, the Yahushua and the disciples was getting arrested and stuff like that, brought before councils, they was getting beat on and stuff, thrown in prison, okay? All types of stuff was happening to them, man. So that's something that we may very well have to endure, man.
Yep.
Okay? And just keeping it real, man. 100 with the scriptures, man. You can go to Acts 23.
Acts 23.
Yeah, 1 through 6. I just want to get an example because they smote Paul.
Right.
Okay.
This Acts 23. Acts chapter 23, verse 1. And Paul, earnestly beholding the council, said, Men and brethren, I have lived in all good conscience before the Most High until this day. And the high priest Ananias commanded them that stood by him to smite him on the mouth. Then said Paul unto him, God shall smite thee, thou whited wall.
Whited wall.
Thou whited wall. For sittest thou to judge me after the law, and commandest me to be smitten contrary to the law?
Yep.
And they that stood by said, Revilest thou God's high priest? Verse 5. Then said Paul, I wist not, brethren, that he was the high priest. For it is written, Thou shalt not speak evil of the ruler of thy people. You reading?
Yeah.
Verse 6. But when Paul perceived that the one part were Sadducees and the other Pharisees, he cried out in the council, Men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, of the hope and resurrection of the dead. I am called in question.
Right. So Paul used wisdom in that situation. But nonetheless, the point is, for the testimony that Paul had and for the faith that he had, they persecuted him, man.
Right.
All right. They smote him. All right. And what did he say? He said, for the hope and for the resurrection of the dead, am I called in question, man?
Yep.
Okay. So what does that tell you, man? That's the same thing, because that's what we preach, man. We preach the hope and the resurrection of the dead. Yahushua came to die for Israel. He rose again to make intercession for us. Okay. And in these latter days, there was a falling away. All right. The prophecy of the valley of the dry bones happened. We died spiritually as a nation. The Lord, through the Spirit, rose us again from the dead. That's the same thing we preaching, man. It's the same thing, man.
Yep.
If you got understanding, man, it's the same exact thing, man. Okay. So what do you think? What do you think is gonna happen to us now, man? All right. That's why people doing all type of parody videos. You got the vocab Malones in them and all that shit, man. It's really just preparation for what's about to happen, man. You know.
We got Acts 23, verse 11. And the night following, the Lord stood by him and said, Be of good cheer, Paul, for as thou hast testified of me in Jerusalem, so must thou bear witness also at Rome.
God.
That's self-explanatory, man.
Self-explanatory.
You know?
And it says that you're going to have to bear witness at Rome. So he bear witness before the high priest. The high priest took him to Agrippa. Okay. Then from Agrippa, he made appeal to Caesar, man.
Right.
So he went all the way up top.
Right.
That's how it might happen with us. You might go before the mayor, then the governor, then before the Supreme Court or something like that, or maybe even the president, man. It's possible, bro. It's possible. Okay.
These are the examples.
These are the examples, man. This is not just something that we read. It's possible.
Right.
You know?
I got Acts 26, verse 1. Acts 26, verse 1. Then Agrippa said unto Paul, Thou art permitted to speak for thyself. This is Paul before Agrippa. Then Paul stretched forth the hand and answered for himself, I think myself happy, King Agrippa, because I shall answer for myself this day before thee touching all the things whereof I am accused of the Jews. His own people.
Right.
Accused them.
Yep.
His own people came up against him. Same thing is going on now.
Right. That was verse 2.
Verse 2, yep.
God. I got Acts 14.
Okay.
Acts 14 and 22, it says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of God.
Yep.
That's in the scriptures, man. Much tribulation, not just catching hell at your job or infirmities or your wife, baby mama drama, broken car down, whatever. No, what was written for real in the Bible, man. Okay, that type of stuff too. All right, you know. So hey, with that, Lord willing, this video was edifying, man. We might be brought before kings and rulers, all of us, man.
Right.
Okay, some brothers more than others, man. But nonetheless, the Lord is with us and He got us, man. All right, so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem, Rakakodash.
Give honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word.
Shalom.
Shalom.